Man, I'm gonna run out of cards to talk about here soon if I coming out with more videos. Jeez. I better be buying some more cards or liking some more cards I find enjoyable soon. Because I'm gonna have nothing left. So today, I'm gonna show off the Pikachu. The Pikachu from Crown Zenith. I absolutely love this card because of the artwork mainly. Not the rarity, not the exclusiveness or whatever, because obviously we all knew it came out with the premium collection box, or the premium collection whatever picture frame thing that came out in Japan. You had to spend about $500 to get this card, the singular card in Japanese, where in English you can spend $15 to get the same artwork. Now given the texture is definitely not the same. We have all these different Pokemon that some came out, a lot of them came out during the Sword and Shield era, but I just love the personal artwork. Sadly, the Japanese texture is not there, but I still think this is going to be a valuable and sought after card later in later years. So right now it's like $15. So go and pick up yourself one copy before it gets, possibly crazy expensive. I don't know. But I just think it's artwork is just S tier. Hey guys, Slade, grade level collectibles here. Driven by passion, motivated by nostalgia to sell, trade, and educate people on the world of collectibles. So today we are going to go. Let me pull up my notes real quick. So all this morning I kind of typed out all my feelings and some of the stuff I've learned through buying and selling online, where a lot of these, obviously we experienced a Japanese boom here recently. A lot of people made a lot of money. I made a pretty decent amount through just because of, I was just lucky pretty much. At the end of the day, I was pretty much just lucky with this huge boom and what I've been interested in. My whole store is pretty much around Japanese. Promos, releases, a lot of the stuff that I personally buy is Japanese releases and exclusive cards and just very desirable cards in my eyes that I want in my personal collection, as well as I get multiples and then I sell in my store. It was lucky that I experienced this boom and have been collecting and been storing these cards and not selling them like crazy fast. I was lucky in a lot of senses, but it was not, dumb luck. It was calculated risk that I was putting myself in position into, and I don't feel bad that this happened at all. I mean, yeah, I made a lot of profit for my business, but I don't feel that, like, oh, you pumped the prices or oh, you whatever. It was honestly just sheer demand going into the Japanese market, and obviously China coming into the game as well. And I'm gonna do a whole video about that as well, of the Chinese market and Chinese cards that I'm buying as well. So obviously on top of a Japanese cards that I'm buying. But today I wanted to talk not necessarily about, oh, how do you 10x your money tomorrow. How do you put down $10 and you get $1,000 in a week. That is unrealistic, as well as borderline scam. There's a lot of scams out there that will tell you, hey, put your money in X, Y, and Z, and you'll 100% guarantee to walk away with this amount of money. Like I said, I was a financial previous videos. I was a financial advisor for a brief amount of time, and it really opened my eyes about obviously the world of finance. But I got a major in not really mean much, but I got a major in finance in college. I've just always really liked the world of money, like the world of finances, and it's such a very taboo subject nowadays to talk about money, to talk about finances, where money is people's lives, livelihood. I mean, we cannot live without any money coming through. So I don't really want to view money as like evil or taboo to talk about. You can really change people's lives if you teach them how to manage their money. And that's because if you don't manage your money will manage you. As well as if you don't tell where your money, if you don't tell your money where to go, it will just dissipate. It's like holding a basket, a woven basket, collecting water in it, and then at the end of the month, looking down, like, where did all my money go to? And it fell out the bottom. Subscription services, things buying online, fees here and there, overdraft fees, whatever. I mean, if you're not looking at your bank account statements, a lot of people are like, I don't even view my credit card statements. I just pay it off every single month or whatever. If you don't view that kind of stuff, maybe at least every 2 weeks, every week, I would say get into a habit doing that. Yes, it hurts. Oh wow, I spent $500 on fast food in the past 3 days. Maybe excessive, but maybe a reality for a lot of people, especially a lot of people living in New York. And it is hard looking at that kind of stuff, but it really opens your eyes. Like, maybe I shouldn't buy that. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should cancel these subscriptions. Maybe I should do X, Y, and Z. And I don't know why I went into this whole tangent. I could talk finances all day, but this is a Pokemon video, so but part about Pokemon and part about my business as well as managing money. No one has a business, running a successful business, and doesn't manage their money, or has someone hired to manage their money. It is vital for living. So with that, talking about being lucky. With being lucky, with the word luck, it comes and it goes. You can have good luck, you can have bad luck. It's not really about being lucky or being unlucky. It's about taking risks and managing those risks and being in a position that you could become lucky, quote unquote. I don't think there is chance in it, but I don't think there's like, oh, I got good luck today or I got bad luck today. I don't think that is what that is. I think it's majority on your risk tolerance. When I was talking about finances, why I don't recommend certain cards to buy for certain people, because I just don't know your finances, your background, and your risk tolerance. A lot of people, especially, this is just biologically, I mean, males are biologically, we're more risk taking, where females are more risk adverse. But I like to be, not that I'm, in the binary or whatever, but with that, my specific risk tolerance, and when I say male and female, it's just on average, males are more likely to take risk and females are less likely to take risk. But anyway, me personally, I like to minimize my risk as much as possible, because if I fall flat on my face, I don't want to be hemorrhaging. I don't want to be bleeding all over the place. I want to be, I want to get up and then continue on. It's like wearing a helmet. You don't want to go 80 miles. Well, if you're going 80 miles an hour, you're going to die anyway. But if you're on a bike and you don't have a helmet on and you're going maybe 15 miles an hour and you fall off and hit a corner or whatever, I don't want to be going to the ER and hopefully hopefully I'm alive tomorrow. I want to, brush myself off, like, okay, that was stupid. Why did I go this fast during this alley or whatever? But at least I had a helmet. And that's kind of what I want to, how I view my business and how I view the certain risks that I take. That I don't just go, balls to the wall type of deal, just throwing down $150,000 for the first edition Lugia that later is now like $15,000. But I don't want to be going fully into speculation, just like the black label Umbreon that 3 months ago went for $12,000 and then just recently sold for $4,300. That's why I buy the things that I buy, and that I follow the specific characteristics of cards that I look for and that I weigh, as well as that I have the liquidable cash and have the ability to put into those collectibles. So one card I wanted to highlight on the term of being lucky, or in my sense, setting myself up to be successful with the least amount of risk, is going back into February 16th, 2023. And this is literally right in February. I submitted, you'll see on the screen, I submitted this order from my middleman service in Japan. And as you can see, there's a lot of cards that come up to mind that have changed drastically. You can see I bought two 2014 Battle Festa Pikachus for $728 that during the whole boom of it and everything went up, still rocketed up to like $2,000 or something. But what I wanted to focus on today is a Solgaleo and a Lunala GX card. At the time, I didn't, if you don't know what that card is, it's here. This is the Lily card, not the Lily card, but one of the Lily cards that have recently just climbed in value. And during this time, me just browsing around from Japan, I saw this card. I was like, oh man, I've actually never seen this card before. I clicked on it. I liked the colors. I liked the positions, the aesthetics of the card. I was like, this is a cool card. This is probably gonna, those certain things caught my eye, and I was like, okay, this could be worth something, one day. There was a listing for 4 of them, and then there was one more listing of it just singularly. And so I put it in the order. I bought all 5 of them for $884.52. Now this is outside of shipping. Shipping costed me, what did it cost? Was that $150? Yeah, shipping costed me $150 to come back to America. And later in February, I got the package. I packaged these all up. You can actually probably find the video that I made about, maybe I did make a video about this, but of me just submitting it to PSA. But I submitted it to PSA, and then probably early May, early May, I got it back. So I bought 5 here, and then I bought 1 from a collection some guy had, and so that one I spent, what was it, $100 on that one. And so I got all 6 of them back, sent them off to grading, came back. 1 was a 9 that I got back, probably was from the guy who I got the single transaction with. Then all 5 others were PSA 10s. And I didn't really think too much of it until I listed and at that time, actually, backtrack, at that time when I got these back, when I bought from Japan, I did my cost analysis. Not only did I, think the card was good looking, everything, I looked on I looked on Facebook, I looked on eBay. And on eBay, a PSA 10 at the time was going for $320, and my cost analysis was about $150 per card. So that was pretty much right there at my, my risk tolerance of what I want to be. If it gets a 9, it sells for $200, but I put $150 into it. That type of thing, maybe a little bit more. But I knew with Japanese cards, they're more than likely going to get, if it is like really good pictures and everything I look for, it is going to get a PSA 10, especially modern. So anyway, like I said, I sent them off, got them back all 5. 5 were 10s, 1 was 9, and I submitted the 9 as well as the 10 on eBay. And I got a really big surprise when the 9 sold. Not really big surprise. The 9 actually sold for around $200-ish. I got $152 back from it, so that's kind of what I was expecting. But what I didn't expect was the PSA 10. The PSA 10 sold for a record high of $618, a PSA 10, and that was more than double of what it was selling for when I purchased it in February. So I was kind of flabbergasted, like, whoa, what's going on? This has been 2 months and it doubled in price. What's going on? And that's really opened my eyes to what was going on in Japan. And it sold for $600 and something, but I got $518 in cash on that transactions after all the fees and everything. $518 on 4/17. So May 17th was when it sold. So I listed it, earlier May, probably May 10th. And so I waited 7 days. sold for 600, like the top of, you know, the most amount it's ever sold for. And I was like, whoa, what's going on? Because I had four more of these cards in PSA 10s, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? Some time passes, the price just keeps going up. It had a little bit of low period and a low period, and just like stagnated for a little bit. I'm like, okay, yeah, that was cool, quick burst. I kind of wanna sell them real quick. So I got in contact with a guy reached out to me. I sold two more because I was kind of like, you know, I made my money back. You know, I made more than my money back, and I kind of wanted to sell them just to sell them. It was a little bit lower at the time. It sold recently for maybe $800, $850 on eBay, and some guy reached out to me like, hey, what would you take for these? I was like, you'll get them for $750 each for two of them. And so at the time, you know, that was really good because with eBay fees and everything, that's going to be around $850. So pretty much at top of the market. So I was like, yeah, I'll sell them. And then it went crazy. It went up to $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. It was even higher. I was like, whoa, what's going on? And I still had two more of these. I kind of looked at it like, you know, do I want to have these in my collection anymore, or do I just want to sell them real quick? And with this, I made the smart decision of, okay, I had two more of these, you know, I'm going to slowly sell them. I listed them at a price and they didn't sell, and I was like, okay, I sent them to my guy in Japan. He was a middleman, and he still is a middleman, but I sent him maybe 10 cards. One of them was this Solgaleo and Lunala GX card. I was like, hey, sell them for whatever you can get them at. He then went to Magi, Magi, and he recycled them. Recycling is pretty much like cashing them in to get cash back or whatever. He cashed them in, and that was the highest that I've ever sold one before. Sold in cash for $2,160. A card that was selling 3 months ago at this point, for $300. Cash for $2,160, and this was on. So I already sent them off. In the meantime, I did sell my last one in between them being shipped off to Japan and them actually selling. But this sold on June 8th. June 8th sold for $2,160. And that was the beginning of the downtrend pretty much. On June 1st, I sold the other one for $1,539 for cash. So, in just this one card, just one quote-unquote play, I grossed $5,899. That's kind of gross, selling for something that cost me only $985. That's really gross, and it was crazy because it was just all luck. I say it's gross because it's just the demand of the market. People were just willing to, if I listed at $500, it would be gone within 3 minutes. That's just not what stores do. That's just not, you know, I want to maximize my profits with it. But it's just insanely lucky that I got with this, because I bought it in a time that nobody else was kind of buying it, and then I sold it at, again, nobody else was selling it at that point. That flooded the market. So I grossed $589, and those who don't know, gross is before costs and everything. So I cost $985. So in profit, just sheer profit, I made $4,914. The return on investment was about 598%, more than 5x my money, pretty much. That is crazy. That is a non-repeatable action, non-repeatable sale. I can't go to Japan and then expect in 2 months that the specific card that I buy will be 500% priced at. And I sold at a really good time. I sold right when it was tickering over, and now it sells for $900, $800. So that extra $1,000+ was just sheer demand of that card. And again, I was just lucky. I was lucky in the sense that I put my eggs in my basket. Didn't put all of them, but I had enough risk in it that I felt comfortable with, and I was lucky in the sense that demand just swallowed up supply, and it just shot up the prices crazily. Now, being this lucky in the market is, you can't do it over again. You can't repeat this certain luck, quote unquote. There's no lever or whatever hit, like, oh, I'm gonna be extremely lucky this time around. It was just dumb luck that happened. That the sheer demand just swallowed up supply, and the price shot up so much. But with that, you gotta acknowledge that, and you have to realize that you aren't, like, I'm not a guru now. Like, I don't know, like, oh, this 100% will 3x in a year's time. I don't know that. I don't know any of that. Again, I just buy things that I find value in, that I like a lot, and I put my money where my mouth is, and I just buy certain cards that I feel are good. And this wasn't a thing where I, at the time, I buy the card, and then if it comes back in a PSA 10 and the market conditions are the same, I'll sell it for the same amount. That's not it at all. I bought it sheerly to sell it, pretty much, because I thought it was a good deal. I thought it was a really good looking card, and I bought it. It was just, again, it was just sheer luck that demand swallowed up supply, and that China came to the game, started buying up all these cards, and it just happened. And with this, when people started seeing this type of card shoot up in price, the $1,000, $1,500 sold price, I bet you everybody in Japan just started sending all these cards to be PSA graded. But that takes time. That takes time to go to PSA, grade, and come back, where that person that does it will flip it right on the market. I knew it was a not ticking time bomb, just ticking clock, where that was going to happen. So that was why I was more, A, it was not for my PC, and then B, I knew, if I was going to take profits, I need to take profits now. And that's one of my little key points. Don't get greedy. Take profits when there is an abundance, I would say. I knew that it was a ticking time bomb, when these prices will shoot back down, because it's relatively a common card. No one was, selling it for thousands of dollars, not even 6 months ago. So I knew people were just going to sell it for whatever they could get for it. But with that, when those prices were shooting up, everyone was rushing in, grabbing all, the cards, trying to make that quote unquote bag, trying to make that money. But with that, there's a really good quote. It comes from the Gold Rush. Fools rush in. That's pretty much what it is. And the thing about the Gold Rush, that people who made the most amount of money during the Gold Rush were not the miners. They were the people selling the shovels and people selling the pans. Because everyone else had the idea in their head, oh man, I'm going to make it, I just need to do this quick little easy thing. I'm going to get rich tomorrow. A quick little easy thing. Where they were kind of just selling a dream to them. Selling the shovels, selling those pans, it was pretty much a dream. Selling just like people buying the lottery. I don't think anybody, maybe some people realistically think that they're going to win the lottery if they buy enough tickets. But it's just astronomically, the numbers are against you. And that's what they're selling. It's just the dream that they're selling to people. So little video's a little long, but little key points. What I would say, buy what you love, go with your gut, and manage your risks. That's what I would say with anything in life. You don't want to just be average, go with all the crowd. There are certain things that you want to go the crowd, like, you want to walk over the bridge versus swimming, across the channel. But with things like this, where you're competing against everybody else, you don't want to do exactly what Joe Schmo does, or just whatever you see on YouTube. There's just so much noise in this hobby nowadays. I mean, technically, I'm creating noise right now. I'm putting out this video. You're watching it right now. This is noise. And too much of it, too many people talking at one time can create this noise, and that's what you see again on YouTube, where you have so many different opinions. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has a hot take. But what a lot of people lack is experience. Experience to back up those opinions. And that's kind of what I mean, I don't have all the experience in the world. I've been only in the game for about five years. Some people have been in decades selling Pokemon cards. And those people, I humble myself and I listen to them. Like, I don't know much. I only know from my experiences, and this is what I'm sharing with you guys. I can't tell you like what's the next or what happened in 2002 at this event. I'm learning. I'm soaking up as much knowledge as I can and as much experiences and information as I can, utilizing it for this YouTube channel as well as my decisions later on. But I just don't have that. I only can go off of what I experienced in my small amount of time that I've been here. And a lot of people don't have that experience nor have that time in the market at all, and they would just listen to anybody's top 10 cards to buy up, and will shoot up 10x in the next year. So a lot of people would obviously they take the path of least resistance, and that is just to go on YouTube, type up a video, and boom, watch it. Okay, he's gonna make Joe Schmo Pokemon's gonna make my next big moves, and then you'll be frustrated like, oh, why did I purchase it raw, more expensive than it is sold in a PSA 10? There's gonna be there's a majority of that in the Pokemon scene. Just so much noise, not enough knowledge. That's a good takeaway. That's a good takeaway in the modern sense of the word in YouTube Pokemon. Too much noise, not enough knowledge. So guys, that'll wrap up today's video. Again, I'm not a guru. I just was in the right time, right place, right time, and I just bought the right cards. Again, I'll go into more of the characteristics later on of what I deem as like, this is a really good collectible. I love the characteristics of this card, the exclusive art, desirable, all that kind of stuff. I did actually go over some of the characteristics in my modern versus vintage little video I did, but I'm probably going to do a video just on the characteristics, what makes a good collectible, and we'll maybe go through some of my thinking processes of me establishing, okay, is this a good card I want to put money into or not? So hopefully that'll help you guys, but with that, I will leave you guys. So I'll catch you guys later. See ya.